you noticed between here and when you were over there? Anything pop in mind? Yeah.
Everybody walks.
Everybody walks. Okay, okay. Everybody eats healthier, more fresh foods. How's that?
Food pulled right out of the ocean into the market. Purchase that.
Fresh. Yeah. Right out of the ocean, fresh seafood. Yeah.
Smaller portions.
Smaller portions. Good. Interesting. Anything else? Yeah.
Seasonal food.
Seasonal. Eat seasonally. I love that. Yeah. Anyone enjoy some red wine over there? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's a part of the lifestyle. So the key behaviors of the Mediterranean lifestyle, number one, base your meals around fruits, veggies, and whole grains. What do those three food groups have in common? Protein, plant-based. Plant-based. This is a plant-based diet. So ideally, we're getting a lot of variety in there. And like the gentleman said, eating seasonally, that's going to kind of do the work for you. The second bullet point I have up there is be active. So like someone mentioned, everybody walks. So kind of some general guidelines we like to share are for exercising at least 150 minutes a week, whether that's walking, jogging, going to the gym, swimming, doing things you like to do. Not, if you hate going to the gym, don't kill yourself and go to the gym. If you like walking, hiking or walking at the beach, that's the stuff you want to do because that's the stuff that's sustainable and going to last long term and give you all the health benefits to this Mediterranean lifestyle. The third bullet point, my favorite really, is spend time with family and friends. Spend time with family and friends. I think we're living in a social media world, yet we are the loneliest we've ever been. So it's so important just to unplug. And when you are eating your meals, are you in your car, running from one meeting to the next? Or are you sitting down at a table with a lit candle, nice background music, really enjoying your meal, enjoying, you guys are all like, yeah, right. Enjoying the company too. And then drink smart. So water. Limit your wine. I didn't say eliminate it. And drink only with a meal. I'm talking about that wine. But water really all day long. How many of you guys brought water with you? Yeah, my water's way over there. All right. So this is the Mediterranean food pyramid. Have you guys all seen kind of the standard American food pyramid? What do we see at the bottom of that food pyramid? Up here on the slide. What pops out? And what again do those all have in common? Plant-based. So majority of your food should be plant-based. And then the next level up, well, I skipped the very bottom, my favorite. So be physically active and enjoy meals with others. So again, not just a diet, this is a lifestyle. And then working our way up beyond the fruits, veggies, the grains, all that good stuff, plant-based foods, we have now our fish and seafood. And you can see that says eat these foods often, at least twice a week. Not twice a day, twice a week. And then above that, even smaller, we've got our poultry, eggs, cheese, yogurt. We want moderate portions of this. Now you can't have these daily, but maybe once a day. You don't have to have animal protein at every single meal, is what this is saying. And I'm not pushing this on you. I'm just a messenger of what the evidence-based research shows. And then you can see at the very top of the pyramid, meats, so red meats, and then our sweets. We want to have those less often. I always say make your treats treats. Don't make them everyday foods. So if it's your birthday, heck yeah, have some chocolate cake, have a cupcake, whatever. But you're not having that every single day. And then off to the side, we've got our wine in moderation, and I'll get into kind of what that means. And then water. So how many of you guys know what the SAD diet, what does that stand for? Ouch, right? So typically what Americans are consuming are 51% processed foods, 42% animal products, 7% fruits and veggies. We gotta make some changes, America. We gotta make some changes. Not only is this bad for our health, it's bad for the planet, bad for the environment. We don't have to do that. But if you're thinking, gosh, yeah, that is kind of what my plate looks like. That is what my day looks like. I'm glad you're here. You know, let's leave here in 45 minutes, in an hour, with some next steps, some how-tos. How can I really make some simple swaps? So the Mediterranean diet has been ranked the #1 best overall diet, hands down. And when we say diet, I don't mean like, you gotta go on a diet, you all have to lose weight. Your diet is just what you eat, whatever your goals are. So if I'm working with a patient who needs to lose weight, needs to gain weight, wants to build muscle, whatever the goal is, I always come back to the Mediterranean diet. This is just so much evidence, obviously centuries of research on this lifestyle. So there's so much out there right now. What's the big fad right now? Keto, paleo, low carb. Does anyone remember the fad in the 90s? Was that the 90s? Low fat, right? Low fat in the 90s. Remember like Snackwell cookies? Remember going to the grocery store with my mom? Snackwells. Okay, sure, those are healthy, right? But what did they do? They took out all the fat and added in, well, not trans fat, but sugar. Yeah. But it's sugar. It's fat-free. It's good, right? So the Mediterranean diet is all about balance. #1, healthy fats. Healthy fats are so important to get in your diet, but not too much of it. So really learning the balance of those healthy fats. Micronutrients. So these are our vitamins and minerals that are coming from, most of these are coming from your fruits, your veggies, your whole grains, your beans, legumes, plant-based foods. Low glycemic foods, do we know what that means? Glycemic index, have we all heard that before? Low sugar, things that keep your blood sugars low. Exactly. So that's important so that we can avoid, prevent, control diabetes. Maybe if you already have diabetes, this is definitely going to help keep your blood sugars under control. This is a high fiber diet. Anyone know how many grams of fiber you should be getting in daily? 25 for women, 30 grams for men. So keep an eye on that. For following the Mediterranean diet, you don't have to count. You're definitely getting plenty of fiber. And then variety. You know, I always like to say, eat the colors of the rainbow. You guys may have heard me say that before. Eat the colors of the rainbow, not Skittles. I'm not talking about Skittles. This diet is full of antioxidants. What is an antioxidant? Anti-inflammatory. And where do these antioxidants come from? Fruits and vegetables, yes. Plant-based foods, right? So antioxidants are important because we have what's called free radicals in our body that we all have, whether it's from the environment or maybe we did have that chocolate cake on our birthday, kind of to break down the digestion process of those more processed foods, create free radicals in our body. So these antioxidants are helping to have your body rid them, and that's helping to prevent cancer, to prevent certain chronic diseases that unfortunately our country is really having an epidemic right now. Phytochemicals, very similar to antioxidants, again from those fruits and veggies. And then probiotics. This diet is full of probiotics, which is really important for your gut health. So these are fermented foods. Mostly you're getting this from fermented dairy products. How many of you guys had your Greek yogurt for your mid-morning snack this morning? No? Just me? Good. I saw a couple hands go up. Nice. So what are the actual health benefits of this diet? You can kind of see that picture, healthy diet versus unhealthy diet, all of the benefits of the food you're putting in your body. I like to think of food as poison or medicine. Don't get me wrong, a little bit of poison is fun, life is short, but mostly we want to get that medicine in our body so that we can, #1, reduced our risk of heart disease and high blood pressure. Number one killer in our country, you guys. Number one killer in our country. I'm going to throw it out there. I think this is 100% avoidable based on your lifestyle. Number two, fighting certain cancers. Sometimes we think, oh, you know, it's in my genetics. I'm kind of bound to get XYZ type of cancer. Well, it might be true that it is in your genetics, but you can turn those genes off by practicing that healthy lifestyle. So it's not inevitable if these things are in your family history. This Mediterranean lifestyle has been shown to decrease asthma, reduce asthma symptoms, prevent diabetes, manage blood sugars. I work with patients and they take this on and they see all these improvements and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. I'm like, not really. Like, what did you think was going to happen? So it's super exciting when you do adopt this way of life, just the benefits that you start feeling really immediately. Of course, this is going to support weight management, whatever your goals might be there. Believe it or not, this diet also helps to resist depression. There's a lot of research out there that shows a link between a highly processed food diet with depression. So if you find yourself eating a lot of fast food, eating a lot of packaged foods, there is an elevated risk for depression. Delay cognitive decline. So all those antioxidants, all those phytochemicals in those fruits and primarily the vegetables are really, really helping with your brain health. So if you've ever known someone, had to take care of someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, it's tough. It's really, really tough. So let's all work on preventing this as soon as we can. Again, even if you have a family history of it, doesn't mean it's inevitable. Your lifestyle can absolutely delay or prevent this altogether. Nurture healthy babies, we like that. We know our babies, our fetuses really are eating what mom's eating. I guess I'll share this. My daughter she's gonna be 2 years old and I'm still nursing. It's been quite a journey, but I'm super proud of myself. And sometimes society's like, oh my God, you're still nursing? She can like ask for it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm a dietitian. Like, I know. We call it liquid gold, right? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And then last bullet point up there, increase your life expectancy. Not just the years that you live, but the quality years that you live. So we want that last chapter of our lives to be a high quality of life, right? So enjoy that last chapter, being grandparents, great-grandparents, whatever that might look like for you. So I kind of want to just, to be respectful of time and everything, I kind of want to zoom through these next slides, but I'm going to break down each part of this Mediterranean food pyramid. And yeah, get out your phones, take pictures, because these are your specific examples of foods. And just if you've been in a routine and you need to switch it up a little bit, these might trigger some ideas for you. And a lot of the ingredients that I'm going to feature are going to be in the samples of food that you'll be having shortly. So veggies, be creative, fresh, frozen, canned, it's all good. Canned veggies, ideally you want to rinse them. That's going to help take away some of the sodium content that they add typically to canned veggies. But whatever kind of vehicle you can add veggies in is great. You know, if you need to dip your veggies in a little low-cal dressing, then that's great. If that's going to get more veggies into your system, go for it. So you can, I'm not going to read through those, you guys can read the examples. Grains, mostly whole grains. How do we know if a grain is a whole grain? What's that? It's not white. It looks like a grain. That looks good. I want some of that. I think that's farro. But if if you're buying bread or buying wheat tortillas, you want to look on the nutrition label. Look at there's two places you can look. Fiber. You want to make sure at least 2 or 3 grams of fiber per serving to ensure that it truly is a whole grain. But if you really look at the fine print on the ingredient list, you just want to look for the word whole wheat. If it says wheat flour, sounds nice, but it's not. That's not whole wheat. You gotta look for that word whole. So just a little tidbit there. Olive oil. Olive oil is the principal fat of the Mediterranean diet. A lot of other healthy oils out there. The one thing I want to say with oil is that it's pure fat, right? We need to get some fat in our diet, but fat has the most calories per gram. So this much oil is the same amount of calories as this many fruits and vegetables, right? So if you're working on weight management and you love cooking with olive oil because it's a healthy fat, what I would encourage you to do is get out those measuring spoons and make sure you're watching your portions. One of the biggest things that I counsel with patients, particularly trying to lose weight, is where's the fat coming from? Because if you can really cut that back a little bit, you're going to get exponential calorie savings, which in turn is going to help you manage your weight. Does that make sense, you guys? Yeah. Okay, beans, seeds, nuts, as many varieties of beans, seeds, nuts as possible. They're all good. I always like to say anything that came from the planet and is a one ingredient food, yep, eat it, go for it. Excellent. Fruit, hopefully we all know what fruit is, but again, frozen, fresh, canned, dried, variety, eat the colors of the rainbow. Excellent, excellent source of phytochemicals, antioxidants, fiber, different micronutrients as well. And they taste good. Nature's candy. Nature's candy. Fish and seafood, particularly salmon, tuna, sardines, anchovies, really high in those omega-3 oils. Again, a couple times a week would be a great place to start. Dairy products, so dairy, we can do yogurt, we can do cheese. Really, I'm a fan of the Greek yogurt because the way that it's processed is going to be a higher protein content. You have a question?
Yeah. So there's a lot of fish, and someone told me a while back ago, the higher ATS fish, salmon, which is fresh shark and things like that, because they eat everything, the mercury content is higher, is that true? Or is there too much, I mean, there's like, the limit of like, okay, it's too much fat.
So I think if you're only eating 2 servings a day of a variety of different types of seafood, you're fine. You're fine. But and I don't know all the exact levels off the top of my head. I did when I was pregnant. You know, there's definitely some great websites out there that I'm happy to remember for you and have you take a look if that is a concern of yours. But again, everything in moderation. Yeah, if you're eating fish every single day, definitely mercury is something that you want to keep an eye on. Yeah.
I have a question back on the oil slide. My kids have been trying to convince me to use avocado oil instead of olive oil.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts of using one or the other?
Yeah, so great question. So all good. I use both. Particularly, I like to think about the smoke point with different oils. So depending on how I'm using it, avocado oil has a higher smoke point, so that would be better to use in cooking. Olive oil is still fine, but the avocado oil definitely has a higher smoke point. So maybe use that with sauteing, and then for olive oil, maybe use it drizzling over your veggies or using that as a base to a salad dressing. But yeah, both pretty mild in flavor, so I don't think you would be able to tell the difference. But yeah, both very, very healthy oils for you. Your kids are on to something. Eggs and poultry. Eggs are considered the ideal protein, have a long history in the Mediterranean diet. I am that dietitian who says, eat the whole egg, go for it. There's some really good vitamins and minerals in that yolk, so don't be afraid of the whole egg. And then, of course, poultry is going to be a lean source of protein. But remember, we don't have to eat this at every single meal. This is moderation. Once in a while foods, these are our sweets and our red meats. You know, our body doesn't require this stuff. So if you're gonna have some red meat every once in a while, make it good. You know, go to the, I don't know where you go, I'm kind of a vegetarian, but go to the butcher and ask for that great cut of meat, and sit down with that candle, that nice lighting, that great company, and get that fork and knife, and you enjoy that piece of red meat every once in a while. Every once in a while, and the sweets too. Water, hopefully this goes without saying. My general rule of thumb with water is 64 ounces. That's kind of what we've all kind of learned along the way, but are you going pee? What color is your pee, right? Is it really yellow? That's not good. Maybe more yellow in the morning, and then it should definitely get more clear in the day. So next time you go use the restroom, take a look. See how you're doing. That's a great way to know if you're staying hydrated or not. All good to add a squeeze of fruit juice or a lemon wedge. Yeah.
I see on there, and I heard in conflicting things about coffee and tea and whether that's hydrating or dehydrating.
It's hydrating, it's fluid. Yeah, get it in your body for sure. That's fun. You know, how much coffee are you drinking? Maybe we could talk after. Yeah.
Is there any issue with substituting like LaCroix or any other sugar?
All good.
Like water?
All good. All good. Yep, definitely. Yeah.
So really, if my work too much, fruit is a bad thing for life.
A history buff, but this was part of the spice trade, this region. So these are very prominent in the Mediterranean lifestyle. So I've got those common herbs and spices listed on the right-hand side, and Jess incorporated a lot of these in her menu today. There's a lot of research on herbs and spices, helping to fight inflammation, reducing pain, improving blood sugar control, even helping support memory and cognitive function. And of course, it helps you to make your food taste good without just salt. So if you love cooking, I think one of the best gifts, or if you know someone who loves cooking, is like a cool spice kit. There's some great spice stores out in the community, fancy spice stores that will take your whole paycheck, but it's so worth it. It's so yummy.
There are different types of cinnamon out there. The best one being Mexican cinnamon, which is actually from Sri Lanka most of the time. So I don't buy that. It's called true cinnamon. And so you can read up on it, but it does less damage to your liver. It has something to do with your liver. Still here, probably still here, you might know. All right, so to make this guide, and we're going to use whole almonds. You can find a lot of almonds in the store that are already roasted and they have sugar added to them. This is just another way of doing it on your own. So we're going to mix everything together, and you can just put it in a tray, and you can even just bake it in a tray. This is a non-stick tray. And then I do add a little bit of brown sugar, because the brown sugar helps bind it together then, so that you get those clumps in it. And then cinnamon and nutmeg. And you can use whole nutmeg if you want. I find the whole nutmeg lasts longer, but we only had the powdered stuff here right now. So I'm just going to mix that all together, and then I'm going to mix in my honey and oil. And that's it. And you can use olive oils. The other oil that I use a lot is rapeseed oil. But when you buy oil, make sure you're reading the label. A lot of it is mixed with other oils. And so canola oil is the kind you're using. Understanding that this is still way healthier than anything that you're buying out there. And so, and then every once in a while, go back in there and give it a stir while you're baking it. All right, so that's breakfast. Eat it with yogurt. Drink it. About 20 minutes. But I would, and you could, you can definitely just mix it, and it just really depends on how thick you're baking it. The thinner you bake it, the less time it's going to take. And then I have Turkish apricots to add inside. It's not very sweet, and so then what you can do is add other fruits inside of it. So all we're going to do is just chop them up and add them in. And you might want to coat these with a little bit more oil before you put them in, or add, and you can use the stem of these guys. And so you don't have to go through it and pick up all the little things. But if you did want to, I know a lot of you come to and hear me talk about a lot of this, but knife skills, really quick. Hold your blade, pinch your blade first, then put your fingers around the handle. And that way you have complete control. This hand is always either going to be a claw so that it keeps things away, or I'm going to show you how we give our, this is parsley, no, this is cilantro, a haircut. So you're going to kind of aim your blade, and you're going to let the blade do the work for you. So it leaves the big stems, but then you've got all of these down here that you need. Wow, and you don't do that. I don't even need to talk about that. Give it a haircut. That's it. Parsley, same thing. So you don't want to pick all of them. You can just go around it. Just go around and pick off all the big pieces. And that's it. Don't throw these away. They're great stock starch. And so put them in stock. So what you should have is just a bag. Keep it in your freezer. And and it's all your trimmings, peels, especially if you're buying organic carrots and you don't like the peel, keep those peels though, because that's where all the nutrients of the organic carrots are, and use that in a stock. And so keep these in a Ziploc bag. Once that Ziploc bag is full, just get a pot full of water and dump all of the trimming shavings that you have, fill it with water, and make a stock. You've got a veggie stock ready to go. Understanding that you're getting all these great nutrients in that water that you can then cook with. And then onion. So for the onion, this is the hairy part that's not hairy anymore. But the hairy part is what keeps our onion together. We're going to trim off this end. And we don't even need to really chop this guy, but I'm just going to cut it in half. And that's that. And then I'm going to peel it. And then I'm just going to, again, claw. And I'm going to just, this is half the recipe, so I'm just going to put that in there. Like this. And so all of that gets mixed together. And because your chickpeas have been soaking in a little bit of water, there's enough water in there to bind it all together. You're gonna go back in. Like I say most of the time, a food processor is gonna do more good in the kitchen for you than a KitchenAid mixer. So go ahead and buy a food processor. So I'm just going to keep mixing. And what I'm looking for is that when I go in, I can bind it with my hand. So I'm just going to be able to, so if it's kind of falling apart still, I can go in and do it a little bit more. It's hard to overmix, so don't worry. This is hard. Because those chickpeas have been soaking, but they're not cooked, it's hard to overmix it. And that's it. So then I'm just going to form patties. You can do however large you want. The recipe says 2 by ½ an inch. Just form patties like that, and then you're going to bake them. So this is where you get the crunch. If you want them crunchy, grab yourself a spray bottle or a sprayer that has the mister for oil, and spray it on one side, bake it, take it out, flip them over, and spray the other side. That way you're just getting that little bit of oil on top of it just to make the outside crispy to give you that fried feel. And then you've got a yogurt sauce to go with it. So one of the things that we always try to do is we try to add turmeric into everything. Yes?
Do these work in the air fryer?
Yeah, they do. So do half the amount of time. I think it's half the amount of time. So probably only, I would say maybe 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes at like 375. And then you should be good, and then just flip over. Any other time? Yeah. What did you say about the water? For water for it. Oh, drain it. But there's enough water after you drain it that it'll bind it together. Yeah. So then you're not adding anything else. And then you've got a yogurt sauce, and we add turmeric in there. So turmeric is that special kind of great spice. It doesn't really have much flavor, but it just gives you that extra boost that you need. So add it when you can, and so we added it to the yogurt sauce. It just makes it pretty, makes your food pretty, so it makes it easier to eat too. And what 2 things I added, I love dill. I work with a French chef who hates dill because dill grows everywhere in France apparently, including on toilets that are outside on the side of the road. So, using dill. But I love dill. I feel like dill really brightens food up. And so this is dill. If you don't use your herbs, and you want them, you guys are already starting to wilt because it's so hot in here. And then there's mint too. Seasoning and smoked paprika, both things that are going to give it a little bit more flavor. And I'm going to go in there and mix it up. And then I'm going to build flavor in my pot. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to heat my pan